not lazy, you're overwhelmed. And there's an important difference between the two. Lazy means you don't care, but overwhelmed means you care too much, for too long, without rest. If you're watching this, there's a good chance you've been blaming yourself for not doing enough, for falling behind, for struggling with things that seem easy for others. But what if the problem isn't your discipline? What if the problem is the weight you're carrying? We live in a world that never slows down. Information never stops. Expectations never end. And rest is treated like something you have to earn. Your mind is constantly processing messages, deadlines, comparisons, and fears. Even when you sit still, your thoughts keep running. That's not laziness. That's overload. In ancient times, wisdom didn't come from doing more. It came from understanding limits. The human mind was never meant to be alert all the time. It was meant to focus, then rest, to act, then recover. But modern life ignores this balance. You wake up already tired, not because you slept too little, but because your mind never truly shut down. You're thinking about the future, regretting the past, and judging yourself in the present. When this happens long enough, even small tasks feel heavy. Not because they're difficult, but because you're exhausted inside. Overwhelm doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like procrastination. Sometimes it looks like scrolling endlessly. Sometimes it looks like doing nothing, while feeling guilty the entire time. That guilt is important. Lazy people don't feel it. Overwhelmed people do. Ancient wisdom teaches something simple but powerful. When a system is overloaded, pushing it harder doesn't fix it. It breaks it. The same is true for you. You don't need harsher discipline. You don't need louder motivation. You don't need to shame yourself into action. You need space. Space to think clearly. Space to breathe. Space to remember that your worth is not measured by productivity. There's a quiet strength in slowing down, in choosing fewer things, and doing them with intention. Not everything deserves your energy. Not every thought deserves your attention. One of the hardest lessons is learning when to stop pushing. Not because you failed, but because you're human. Even the strongest minds in history understood this. They valued simplicity. They valued stillness. They valued knowing when enough was enough. If you feel stuck right now, don't ask yourself, what's wrong with me? Ask instead, what have I been carrying for too long? You might realize you've been trying to live without pause, without reflection, without forgiveness for yourself. Overwhelm fades when pressure is reduced, not when effort is increased. So tonight, or today, wherever you are, give yourself permission to slow down. Not forever, just long enough to reset. You don't need to fix your entire life. You only need to stop fighting yourself. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are not lazy. You are tired. And tired minds need care, not criticism. Let this be a reminder. Gentle, quiet, without force. You're allowed to rest. And when clarity returns, action will follow naturally. Until then, be patient with yourself. Even when the world feels heavy, remember that every small moment of stillness matters. Sitting quietly, breathing slowly, letting your thoughts drift without judgment. This is not wasted time. It is healing. Overwhelm often tricks us into thinking that we need to act constantly. But wisdom teaches that reflection is action too. Each pause, each deep breath is a small but powerful step toward clarity. You may notice your mind wandering. Old worries resurface. Regrets come back. That is natural. Do not fight it. observe it, and gently return to your calm center. Sometimes life demands that we carry burdens for others, responsibilities, expectations, emotional weight, and it is easy to forget our own mind in the process. Self-care is not selfish. It is necessary. It is survival. It is wisdom. Think about your favorite moments of peace. A quiet morning, the sun touching your skin, a slow walk in the evening, a book read by soft lamplight. These are simple, yet they restore more than hours of frantic effort ever could. Overwhelm is also a teacher. It shows where your limits are. It reminds you that your mind and body are connected. When you ignore it, fatigue deepens. When you respect it, energy returns naturally. Do not be afraid of silence. Do not fear slowing down. In that space, insights arrive. Solutions to problems appear. The tangled threads of thought begin to untangle themselves. If you feel guilt for taking a break, remember this. Even the strongest, wisest people rested. Even they paused. Even they disconnected from the noise. This is not weakness. It is preparation for strength. Tonight, or whenever you take this pause, allow your mind to wander freely. Let your imagination stretch gently without pressure. Let memories drift. Let ideas flow. Do not judge. Do not chase. Simply observe. And as you sit with this calm, remember your small victories. You woke up today. You tried, even when tired. You survived, even when overwhelmed. These are the moments that matter most. Not what you did, but that you persisted with care. Your mind may still feel restless. That is okay. Restlessness is part of the human experience. Breathe through it, acknowledge it, and slowly it will settle. In the coming days, remember this principle. Do not overload yourself. Do not chase every thought or task. Choose what deserves your attention and let the rest wait. This is power disguised as patience. This is strength disguised as quiet. You are allowed to be imperfect. You are allowed to rest before the next challenge. You are allowed to exist without proving anything. And in this acceptance, calm grows, confidence grows, energy grows. Let this calm be your companion. Return to it whenever you feel the weight of life. Return to it whenever your mind races. Return to it whenever you feel lost or tired. And slowly, as clarity returns, your steps will become lighter, your mind sharper, your actions more purposeful. You will act not from force, not from guilt, not from pressure, but from wisdom, from patience, from understanding. Let tonight, or this quiet moment, remind you, you are human, you are learning, you are enough. And when the world calls again, you will answer with calm, with strength, with clarity,